Hi guys, I hope you're all well. It's currently Sunday the 31st of January 2021 and welcome to week 264 of my weight loss journey. In last week's video we all saw I maintained my body weight at 163.4 kilograms, which is 360.2 pounds or 25 stone 0.2 pound. This means of course my body mass index remained at 47.7. I'm going to start the proceedings off by reviewing my calorie consumption for the past week, which we can see in the graph above. The average of this was 2,631 compared to the previous week at 2,464. It has increased above my 2,500 calorie allowance average overall for the week, which isn't great. The main culprit for this was last weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, I went well over 3,000 calories, and of course my typical Saturday yesterday, I did it again there as well. So even though I was eating within or below my 2,500 calorie allowance during the week, Monday to Friday, that just wasn't enough to help level it out or average it out to be within my target. My fluid consumption has decreased from last week to 3,344 millilitres, which is below my 3,500 millilitres that I like to achieve as an average for the week as well. So both of those results, both of those stats are not where I typically like them to be, so it's not good. How about my activity levels for the past week in the form of my step count? This can be seen in the graph above. The average of this was 11,288 compared to the previous week at 7,194. Well, a big jump upwards this week. It's gone above my 10,000 step mark average goal, which is a great result. For all of you who have been following me and supporting me throughout my weight loss journey for quite a while now, a good few years, in fact at the start of January I'd just completed my 5th year on my weight loss journey. Now you all know I love to go through my historic stats and see how I've progressed by making those small sustainable healthy changes over time. So I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to bore you with those stats. So you're now going to see a couple of graphs which I'm going to talk through and explain, but I hope you enjoy this. So I'm going to start this 5-year review by looking back at my first year of my weight loss journey, in particular my calorie consumption average, which was 2,881, set against a weekly target of 3,010 calories. So I fell well within my averages on that year, and my fluid consumption average for year 1 was 2,393 millilitres. As a result of that, my weight loss for that year was 5 stone 0.9 pound or 32.9 kilograms or 70.9 pounds. Year 2 saw my calorie consumption average at 2,654 against a set calorie allowance target of 2,700. So yet for a second year running, even though I reduced my calorie consumption throughout that year to 2,700, I managed to stick within it for that year. My fluid consumption increased from the previous year to 2,778 millilitres. As a result, my weight loss for my second year was 4 stone 8.2 pounds, which is 29.1 kilograms or 64.2 pounds. My third year on my weight loss journey saw my calorie average consumption at 2,660. Again, keeping my average allowance at 2,700, and my fluid consumption increased again from the previous year to 3,054 millilitres. And my third year weight loss was 1 stone 13.9 pounds, which is 12.7 kilograms or 27.9 pounds. Moving on to my 4th year of my weight loss journey, well, things took a little bit of a turn this year, where my calorie average was 2,743, which was the first time I averaged out above my 2,700 calorie allowance for the week or throughout the year. My fluid consumption did increase again from the previous year to 3,272 millilitres. However, the overall average result or weight loss or gain for year 4 was actually a 2.9 kilogram gain, which is 6.5 pounds. So year 4 wasn't my best year. Moving on to last year's results, my 5th year of my weight loss journey, where my calorie average was 2,503 compared against the average or the target that I set myself at 2,500. So overall for the year, I've gone 3 calories over my average, which in the grand scheme of things is nothing much to worry about. My fluid consumption average for the 5th year has increased again year on year to 3,552 millilitres against a set target of 3,500 millilitres. So that is a great result. As a result, my 5th year weight loss was 1 stone 5.7 pounds or 8.9 kilograms or 19.7 pounds. So that was my overview of my calorie consumption, fluid consumption and weight loss each year, or should I say weight gain. Year 4 let me down over the past 5 years. So now it's time to look at my activity levels in the form of my step count. So how did I get on over these years? So let's start this review by going back to my first week of my weight loss journey, which was week 0. That week, my average step count was 1,025 steps, which I know isn't great, but at the end of the first year of my weight loss journey, I'd managed to increase that slightly to 2,186 steps. By the end of year 2, I'd made a significant increase to 5,482 steps as an average, and moving on to year 3, that increased again to 6,103 steps. By year 4, I had increased it yet again to 8,318, and finally last year, for the first time since starting this weight loss journey, and I managed to beat my average target where I've been trying to work towards for the past 5 years by achieving 10,333 steps. So there we go guys, that was my 5 years review, and as you can see over the years I've continued to make small, sustainable, healthy changes over time. I know year 4 kind of didn't work out in my favour. I did go over my calorie consumption average for that year, and as a result I actually gained weight that year. 6.5 pound, isn't great. So year 4 was a bit of a disaster in terms of seeing no weight loss, but thankfully I managed to pull it back slightly last year, and I had a lot of work to do because, as we all know, Christmas, at the start of the previous year's Christmas, I did go a little bit crazy that Christmas and I saw a gain of 28.5 pounds. Now it took me 8 months last year to lose that weight, and thankfully I managed to lose a little bit more to see the result that was just what I've just explained. So hopefully 2021 will be a positive year in terms of stats as well. Okay, now that I've finished my 5-year review, I think it's time that we check out my weekly weigh-in to see if I've managed to lose any more weight from the previous week. So without further ado, here's my weigh-in. I weigh 163.2 kilograms, which is 359.8 pounds, or 24 stone, 13.8 pounds. This means in the past week, I've seen a loss of 0.4 pound or 0.2 kilogram. Now, normally I would also show you my Slimming World result, but the country is still on national lockdown due to this pandemic, so the Slimming World meetings are still not happening. Therefore, I'm going to continue to show this result as a maintain result. Based on this week's weight loss, granted a small loss, it means my body mass index remains at 47.7. And if we look at my third weight loss target, last week it was 58.6% complete, and after the loss it goes up to 59.1% complete. So in the 264 weeks that I've been doing this weight loss journey, I've lost a total of 181.4 pounds, which is 82.3 kilograms, or 12 stone, 13.4 pounds. Based on my stats that I've already shown you for the past week, I think there's only two stats that really I need to focus on this coming week. That being my fluid consumption, increasing that back above my 3,500 milliliter average target, and of course my calorie consumption, getting that back below my 2,500 calorie allowance average for the week as well. Now I think if I can achieve those two stats, keeping my activity levels in the form of my step count above 10,000 steps, I should see a better weight loss result than the 0.4 pound or 0.2 kilogram which I've seen this past week. So fingers crossed that this coming week will be much better and I will see a decent weight loss. But other than that, guys, that's it. That's the end of this week's video. As always, if you'd like to continue following me along my weight loss journey and hopefully get to see much less of me in the future, by all means, subscribe to my channel so you don't get to miss out on any future videos that I post. I wish you all a fantastic week. Stay safe, look after one another, and I'll see you all again next Sunday.